Have you ever played passing on games like Pass the Parcel, or that game that I knew as Chinese Whispers, which can also be called Whisper Down the Lane, Broken Telephone, Secret Message, the Message Game, all depending on where in the world you are playing this once popular children's game. The idea that it starts by the first person whispering a simple sentence in the ear of the next person in line or in a circle. Something as simple as, "It is sunny today," that the person whispers to the next and the next on to the next and on until you get to the last person. The last person repeats out loud what was said to them. It is almost certainly not what was said by the first person, and can be quite funny. "It's a sunny day today" could well end up as "You look funny." I've had some real fun with my children and in my own childhood with this game. With the game Pass the Parcel, it is my experience that there will be those sitting in a circle who want to pass it on quickly, and others that are hoping the music will stop so they can open the parcel and see what is inside, and are reluctant to pass it on. I've even had those that have screamed holding on to it and don't want to pass it on at all. These are games that used to be played at parties and just for fun. And I guess somewhere around the world they are still played today. We all have a source of information passed on every day, coming from all sorts of sources, and checking out what is true and what is false and what contains a bit of both can be very difficult. I'm sure we can all think of situations right now. It is the same with the message of Jesus, as we have to be careful to pass on what Jesus really taught and not put our own or someone else's spin on it. It is for this reason that as Christians we should constantly refer back to what Jesus taught to be sure we are passing on the true gospel message. Passing on this wonderful message in word is not the only way to pass it on. One of the best ways of passing something on is by demonstration, by the way we live our lives. Jesus said, "A new commandment I give you, love one another as I have loved you. So you must love one another. By this everyone will know that you are my disciples if you love one another." That's a quote from John 13, verses 34 to 35. When people around us in our community see the church truly loving and helping one another on a day-to-day basis, it is a great witness to the love and compassion of God. Paul, writing an encouragement to the Thessalonian church, had this to say, "For we know, brothers and sisters, loved by God, that he has chosen you, because our gospel came to you not simply with words, but also with power, and the Holy Spirit, and the deep conviction. You know how we lived among you for your sake. You became imitators of us and of the Lord, for you welcomed the message in the midst of severe suffering with the joy given by the Holy Spirit. And so you become a model to all the believers in Macedonia and Achaia. The Lord's message rang out from you. Your faith in God has become known everywhere." That is a quote from 1 Thessalonians chapter 1, verses 4 to 8a. Paul had lived in Thessalonica, modelling the message. The people not only heard, but saw the message of faith, love and hope being demonstrated in the way Christians were living with each other. This has made me think, how am I modelling the message of the gospel in my life? Am I loving others in a way that truly demonstrates the love of Jesus working in our midst? I have been challenged by these thoughts and have made an effort to reach out to people, sharing encouragements in writing, in the spoken word of encouragement, offering help, or popping in just for a pop-in visit. I have been encouraged by the response, so much so that I feel as a community we have not truly come out of lockdown. We are still living in some isolation, but if we are to truly share the message of Jesus, we need to find ways of doing so in word and action. Not necessarily by big planned events, but just simply day by day as we live our lives, passing it on. We have a wonderful message of faith, love, and hope. Let's share it in word and deed in our community each day. In a big or little ways, it may be just a smile or saying hello to somebody. Lord, please touch all our lives with your love. Amen.